Sweet, brother. It's good to have you. You're in Atlanta at the moment, are
Yeah,
you?
man. I'm right in the Atlanta, man. It's crazy right now in America, though. You don't even want to know, man.
Right. We catch is highlights of Trump, and now it's not Trump. It's highlights of vaccination and Karens and people going mad. I could actually someone like you dealing with Karens over there would be interesting.
Hey, man. That's the real pandemic, man.
Definitely
Bad
is.
over here, but I'm joking.
Man, we'll dip into it, but man, welcome aboard. This is a podcast I've been meaning to get done forever, and I'm just stoked to be
Yeah,
able to do
man.
it with you boys. So let the people know who you are, how you got to where you are, and what you're about.
That's a lot, but well, basically, my name is Musa Conteh. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I actually started. I had a love for martial arts my entire life, but I actually started really late in my life at like 27 while I was in college. So I ran up to it was American Top Team Atlanta, ran by Cal. Shout out to him. I just got back from there. Man, it's an incredible place to train, man. It's like anyway, it's everything. But yeah, man, and then I really fell in love with it. So I actually dropped out of college and really parked my car, you know what I mean, like at the train station at the airport and like kind of boy voyaged and flew out to Thailand and decided to really follow a dream to master martial arts through, striking and jujitsu. And then, you know, eventually I fell in love with jujitsu more than anything else. So I really was like really focusing on that a lot. And then, I actually have I have a connection through the airline industry. So it allows me to kind of fly across the world, you know what I mean? So I was able to use that to do some pretty cool things. And Africa was really the coolest of them all, to say the least. I was able to go there and really get some amazing things started that we gonna talk about, I'm sure. And yeah, man, it's really been an incredible trip, man. Yeah, man, I'm really excited about what it's about to look like right now because the conversations that we had, man, it's looking good, man. Yeah, man, I'm excited.
So,
How you guys doing? How you guys feeling?
man, we're feeling amazing.
Yeah, man,
We're
it's
feeling
good.
great,
Yeah, we're lucky to be where we are. So yeah, we've got
no doubt.
yeah, we got zero complaints, which leads us to be able to chat with people like you and bring this full 360. But with your martial arts journey, because that's a from 27 dropping out of college to just jump on a plane to head to Thailand to mix it up with all these killers over there. Yeah, was it just literally you just felt it in your heart? You just went,
That's what it does. That's
yeah,
what martial arts
it
does.
just took over, and then you were just like, I'm out.
It took over, man, completely. It was like I can't. I was a math major. I'm like, I'm not about to. What am I gonna do with that? Like, that's gonna fulfill my soul. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
like, it just took over, man. It's like this I have to do with my life, and time is of the essence. You know what I mean? I was 27 already, so I'm like, yeah, it's now or never. I can go back to college at 40. You know what I mean? Worst
Yeah.
case scenario. So
And
yeah, man, I just jumped right into the frying pan, man.
obviously, like martial arts, like kept you intellectually stimulated. If you're, a maths major, clearly intelligent, but you channeled all of that sort of brain power into martial arts, and then that took you all around the world fighting. So you're a professional MMA fighter, is that right?
Yeah, I went straight to the pros, man. It was
Ah,
crazy, man. Out in Thailand, in Asia, everything goes, man.
Yeah.
It ain't no rules there. If you want to fight a killer, you can, man. So yeah, I went in there, and you know what I mean. I learned a lot, and I had a lot of victories. You know what I mean. I had a lot of learning experiences. So yeah, man. And I was able. It's actually more complex than school was to me. I feel like in college they just give you some things for you to memorize and then you regurgitate it back to them in a certain amount of time. And you know what I mean? You forget it, then you go to the next thing. But in like something like jujitsu, you never forget those things. You constantly build upon things. So I feel like it's more complex than anything I was learning in school, which is another reason.
Yeah, man. That's so cool. For those obviously would have no recollection of this, the only person that would know about this is one of my best mates, Brocky. The first time we met you was maybe the second or third time we ever did jiu-jitsu, and it was in Thailand, as you referred to, at Tiger. And man, I just remember we were on scooters. We got there, we looked at all the different classes that were listed there and up on the big hill, and then we were like, oh, we should give jiu-jitsu a go, because I'd done maybe 2 classes in Oz before and kind of thought a similar thing, that it would suit us the best, because we came from a rugby background, and that's where we got to meet you. And I just remember getting pretzeled the fuck up. I thought my fucking neck, my head was going to pop off my shoulders. I didn't understand actually what was going on. I just kept trying to fight and fight and fight some more, because that's all. By fight, I mean just scramble, survive, and do whatever I could to keep any type of form of breath alive in my body. And then obviously you were kind enough to show us what you were actually doing to us, because we didn't actually have any understanding of it. And then when you explained you were a fighter, all the cool things you were doing in Africa, your family, your history, fell in love with your story. And that was, to this date, it was about 5 years ago. Like, I saw it come up on Facebook memories. I had just turned 30. It was my 30th birthday that I was over there for. And my birthday was about two odd weeks ago. And I remember coming back from that. Brocky stayed for like another 3 to 6 months, but I only went for the week and had to come back for work. And I remember thinking at that stage, I could easily fall in love with what you guys were doing, where the life was simple. It was train, eat, sleep, train, eat, sleep. And I had a kid. So at that stage, I realized that had passed me. But I got to experience it for a week, and I just remember feeling that much more refreshed. And unfortunately, right now, none of us can do that. Like, even for a week or a day, it's sad that can't happen. But I guess the good thing that happened, as I was talking to Miles about it, is those connections that you make at those times. We're very fortunate, the people here, to have made those connections. A lot of people don't get to experience anything like that. And right now, who knows whether they ever will be able to experience anything like that, knowing the way things are. So it is crazy. But I just wanted to chat about your Thailand experience, because you obviously went from America, affluent place, to Thailand. How were you earning money apart from fighting? What was the process like? Obviously, there's some hectic Russian cats there, where the training is. My
favorite is hearing you talk about Valentina Shevchenko beating up all the boys.
That was that morning. It was the morning before. I was telling Miles that we got there. This was our first or second day, and we were cruising around, and we were asking people what class to go to, because as you know, the class it's a class every hour there.
20.
Yeah, 20 classes a day. And I was just like, which one should we go to? And they just looked at us and said, oh, go to that MMA class. And I was like, okay, cool. At the time, none of us knew who was there. So on that mat at the time was Volks, was Jan, was Shevchenko. and we had never done any of it. And so I just remember there was some shadow boxing for a bit, and I was like, oh, this is cool, there's a lot of people here. And then they just started saying, okay, we're into live rounds. And I just looked over to my right, and she just dropped the shit out of this guy with a head kick. He went down. Then she found another partner, hit him with the body shot. He went down. Then she was looking around, and I could see she was trying to make eye contact with me.
Get out of here.
Yeah, and I just put my head down.
I don't want anything to do with
I
that.
just looked at the wall and just said, I don't want this chick beating the shit out of me. and then we went to the next class, and then we got proceeded to just get flogged by these Russians, just absolutely destroyed, not knowing what we were doing. And I just remember thinking, the most savage killers in the world must all be here at one day. I didn't know that was 24/7, a rotating door there. So yeah, that was our...
So what was Musa doing there?
Yeah.
Tell us,
getting
bro.
smashed by them, man. Getting smashed. Yo, the level was at that point that you was there. The level was so high,
Oh man.
and it was like that high for like a year straight or something. Like it was crazy. Like I remember like sparring was just like a UFC event every week. Like it was crazy, man. Like yeah, man, that was a real good time as you came. I'm remembering now. Yeah, man, it was great times. I was able to, get fights in China, get fights in Philippines. I was able to fight locally Muay Thai in Thailand, which is insane. Like, it's probably the craziest memory. Or I wouldn't say the craziest memory, but definitely, you don't like it. It's not a pleasurable experience. You know what I mean? Like, as soon as you walk in there, like, it's hot and you're like sweating, and then they rub this oil on you and your skin starts burning, and the guy you're about to fight is like right next to you warming up, and he's starting to burn too, and it's like so much anticipation. You're seeing people coming back with like blood on their face and like noses to the side, and like passing you the same gloves that they just wore.
Why do you do this, man?
Exactly. That's I was thinking the exact same thing.
Why?
That you were asking. So, maths major from the States, good family, senior kids. What drives someone like you to do something like that? Because a lot of people want to know, and a lot of people have started asking me why I'm about to have a fight as well. But what is it? What is it that you think within you makes you do what you do?
It's only one way to learn, man. To me, I feel like it's only one way to learn, really. I mean, you can train for a million years, but if you don't go in there and actually see what works in a real combat situation, then you don't really know to a certain extent. And that extent is the difference between, you know what I mean, pretty good and like great. You know what I mean? So it's really just a learning of martial arts journey. Like, it's just a journey, learning martial arts, all of the forms, and the best place I felt to start it was in Thailand, man, and try and get some of that striking in and eventually go to MMA.
Do you think that
just learn everything?
Do you think that everyone on a martial arts journey at some point should have or throw themselves into some sort of competitive side of the martial arts? Even if they know they don't want to be a fighter, but do you feel like they should just give it a go?
It might not be a popular opinion, but I would say you at least need to compete. I feel like at least once. If it's a jiu-jitsu competition, if it's just, you know what I mean? I think competition really adds first another level of confidence to your understanding of your martial arts. And, you just really get to see what it really is, because you can roll all day, but then when you go in a tournament and it's 100%, you know what I mean? You're like, okay, that doesn't really work. That doesn't really work. Or I got to perfect this, perfect that. You know what I mean? I think you should at least try and do something amateur, or try and at least do some type of small tournament, even if it's not like dangerous or something, jiu-jitsu, gi, you know what I mean? That's just my personal opinion.
I think more than anything, you find out more about yourself. I think until you put yourself under the complete blowtorch gas pressure of whatever it is, can be kickboxing, can be jiu-jitsu, you find out whether you really have it, and if you don't, where the gaps were, and you'll grow from whatever that foundation or moment is. It's very hard to know when shit really hits the fan what you'll do. But there isn't a way to know until you actually are in that situation. So I do agree that I think any form, I don't think it has to be an all-out MMA fight or an all-out boxing or whatever, but I think some form of it definitely helps you along your journey.
So when you think of Atlanta, you think of music, you think of strip clubs.
Yeah, man.
You think of an awesome culture.
Yeah, man.
Especially around music.
I think of Outkast.
Oh, yeah.
It's the first thing that pops to my mind. Yeah, man.
They just painted a beautiful mural of Outkast, like, on East Atlanta on some big wall. It's like incredible.
That's sick.
But
you don't necessarily think of martial arts. It's not a martial arts mecca that you would necessarily hear about.
Sure.
You guys agree?
Yeah.
Is there martial arts there? Is it prevalent in the community there, or is the reason why you felt the need to go to Thailand is because you felt like Thailand was the mecca of martial arts at the time, and you wanted to travel and experience that over there, or is martial arts growing in your area now?
Martial arts is pretty big here, man. We got Douglas Lima. He's the Bellator champion.
True.
You know what I mean? He just won the $1 million tournament. You know what I mean? He trains out at ATT Atlanta. Yeah. We got Diego Lima. We got Jukao. He's been here. He's been all over Korea, UFC. You know what I mean? We got the Alliance headquarters is actually in Atlanta.
Yeah, there you go.
The Alliance Jiu-Jitsu headquarters. We got a big martial arts community here, man. We got a 10th Planet here now.
Yeah.
You know, back in the day, it was just ATT Atlanta, but I mean, for the most part, I was doing it, you know what I mean, at the highest level of the UFC and everything. But yeah, I feel like we had a pretty strong martial arts community. That's not the complete reason why I went. Like, I just feel like, why not go to Thailand? You know what I mean? Why not go to Thailand and learn how to do martial arts? You know what I mean? You can live there for $200, you know what I mean? Or for rent a month. You can learn from 10-time world champions for $30 for an hour private. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, it has people from all around the world that come and train, and they do like little camps there. So you get a lot of variety of different people from like Czech Republic. You get a ton of Russians coming in. You know what I mean? It's a good place to get a better mix of things, and it's easier to access.
Yeah.
Like Phuket is just like a metropolis of martial arts. Like, it's easier to access there. And you know, in America, price of living is higher, and you know, you got to worry about a whole bunch of things. You can't just train twice a day, like you said, and you know what I mean, focus on your art. So it was multiple reasons why I went there. I could have went to Brazil. The level was super high, you know. You know what I mean? There's a ton of other places. Russia. Yeah. I don't even want to know how high it is over there. When they come, it don't make no sense. It's like 1 million Peter Yans. Oh, he just made it.
Yeah, exactly. It is crazy when I had never seen anything like that. Like, just going to a mat and there be like 50 guys that all look the same, all jacked, and just they're throwing everything. There was no warm up. There was no nothing. It was just like, I'll never forget it. Like, some of them couldn't speak English, but all they could say at the start of the round was K1, Muay Thai, MMA, or wrestling. That's all they would say. You would have to pick one. And I just went, and at the time, I didn't know what K1 was. So I just said K1, and the guy spinning back kicked me. It dropped me. I was like, fuck. I just went, what? And I thought, oh shit, I must be really going bad. I wonder how Brocky's going. And I looked to my right, and he's just getting run across the room because he obviously picked wrestling with someone. And we were just sitting there and said, oh fuck, how this country or this place is producing, they have to be the most savage like country when it comes down to martial art or combat sports in general. They're killers. Absolute killers.
I've never seen anything like it, man. Yeah. I've never seen anything like it. It's crazy, man. Their level is like really high. Their work ethic is like insane. Like Peter Yan, after like 5 rounds of sparring, he's doing he's jump roping and like every like still shadow by everybody left the mat. They're going home. He's like over there doing sprawls. Like, it's crazy, man. Like, man. No, those guys are like, it's unreal, man.
That I guess leads to my next thing that I obviously wanted to chat about in the aspect of obviously your background being from West Africa. Will naturally give you a different perception of the world compared to a lot of other people, similar to people from Russia that often may not have a lot that leads them to places like this, that leads them to becoming world champions. That hardness is inbuilt in them through generations of work. And with what you're doing in terms of, obviously you're over in Thailand fighting, but tell people what you're also doing in terms of your projects within Africa and training people there and coaching and providing funds and opportunities through mixed martial arts as a vehicle, and the projects that we'll obviously discuss in more details in a second.
Well, yeah, basically, I'm just trying to give people opportunities through martial arts, because the biggest thing that's missing in Africa right now is opportunities. They have some of the most skilled people. They have skills. They have people who are able-bodied, ready, super intelligent people, like, you know what I mean, degrees and things, but there's no opportunities for them to use their, you know what I mean, talents or whatever it is that they have. So, you know, my expertise is martial arts. So that's the way that I can help create opportunities, is through martial arts. So everything that I learn, I try and pass it to them, teach them as much as I can, because martial arts did so much for me. You know what I mean? I've been able to fly all around the world. I've been able to see so many things. I've been able to teach in China on top of teaching here, and teaching in Africa. So I think that if I'm able to at least give a few people that opportunity, you know, to master martial arts, maybe even take it to a professional level to where they can provide financially for their families, because, you know what I mean? We just had one guy from Senegal, Rug. I just seen him fight on one championship. Yeah, that's a beautiful thing to see, you know what I mean? Because
it is awesome, man.
When I went down there in 2016, they didn't know what MMA was. Like, they never even had MMA gloves or anything, you know what I mean? So the little stuff that you do that you don't think is that much, like, I just went there for a few months, you know what I mean, taught what I knew in terms of jiu-jitsu and, you know what I mean, MMA style jiu-jitsu, and really introducing them to MMA, and to see how I can permeate. And now the friends came, you know what I mean? They threw a show there. It's a lot of people coming there doing a few times. The word is kind of spreading a little bit amongst the Lambo wrestlers, you know what I mean? They're starting to get interested in MMA. So, yeah, man, I'm just trying to really give people opportunities, keep this going, keep this spreading, you know what I mean? And really touch the communities that need it the most. It's a lot of poor communities. I would like to eventually get a community center. You know, we have jiu-jitsu classes regularly, and also we're able to, you know, get food and different types of things, and maybe education services, you know what I mean? But it's mainly going to be a dojo, but it's also going to be a community center. That's really one of my biggest goals there. And, you know, maybe not just one, maybe I can have one there and one in Gambia, you know what I mean? I'm just really trying to give back through my expertise, and that's martial arts, you know what I mean? Mainly jiu-jitsu. That's my goal. Yeah, opportunities through that.
And how did you get your opportunity in the States? Like, how did it all unfold for you? Because I'm obviously, people that listen to our podcast probably know I'm pretty lucky in the aspect. My dad was one of, basically, call it one of a million. They got a scholarship to Melbourne University in Australia when there was a shortage of engineers, particularly geotechnical and civil engineers. And as you said, Africa has no shortage of educated people, athletes, grinders, hustlers. Like, there's no shortage of that, but the shortage is in opportunities. And I thank God, or whatever higher power there is, every day that he was given that 1 in a million opportunity. But for every one of him, there's 50 million others that don't get the opportunity. So how did it all get started for you with your opportunities over in the States?
Well, I really just started training. Like, I just had to pay for training. You know, I was going to school. You know, I really worked really hard to get out of an impoverished environment and to just make it to the university in the first place, because I figured that would be the way out, you know what I mean, of that type of lifestyle. But, you know, it wasn't fulfilling, like I said. So I was able to just really discover, you know, I've always been a fan of martial arts, and I just decided to really give it a try. And I just paid for some classes, really, and then I just kept going. At that time, I was on the bus. I would take a 2-hour bus up to ATT Atlanta, and, you know, it wasn't even no showers at the time or whatever, and 2-hour bus back. You know, I have to take a shower when I get back after that long ride, busting the train, you know. So I just really just kept grinding to the point to where I was like, okay, I have this amount of money. I can either keep doing this or I could take a big chance and take that and bring it over there. And at least I can survive for 3 months, worst case scenario. You know what I mean? Like, that's really what I did. I really just took a chance on myself. I kind of gave myself the opportunity. I just took a chance. I left my apartment, my car, the school in the middle of the semester. So I haven't looked back at the transcript, but I'm pretty sure I got like 4 Fs or something that semester for not showing up. But yeah, man, I just decided to take the risk, man. I feel like huge risk, huge rewards. So
nice, man. And when was the last time you were back in Africa? Obviously pre-COVID.
Yeah, it was definitely pre-COVID. I think it was man, it's probably been like 3 years now, man.
Yeah.
2 years, maybe 2 or 3 years,
Yeah.
man. It's been a while, man. It's crazy how the world's changed.
Yeah.
I think I went over there. I can't remember even why I went over there. Sometimes I just go over there just because I know people, I know a family over there. You know what I mean? I just want to go over there and just say hi to everybody. You know what I mean? See what's up, and then just go out, teach a couple classes. I always teach a little something when I go there. Show the new move. I introduce heel hooks because they at that time, heel hooks just getting introduced to us kind of. Yeah. So they knew nothing about it. Like it was sorcery when I went over there and showed them Ashigarami, and they was like, "What is? That's not legal." So you know what I mean? Yeah, but that was the last time I went over there. It was just a short trip, but I was able to do some cool things. I don't have any videos of it. Unfortunately, it would have been really cool. Like I'm thinking back on some of the things I did, it would have been some really good footage. But yeah, basically, that was the last time I went back.
What I think is amazing with this conversation as well is like there isn't currently the opportunities in Africa, like other countries have, but yet they have 2 UFC world champions right now and maybe a third on the way, which just shows that, the talent that can come out of there, the potential that can come out of there is unbelievable. It's actually scary to think about it.
Oh man!
So if they just had the opportunity, the amount of
people, I think
it proves the point because all of them were not in Africa; they was in New Zealand and you know what I mean, America. So they had those opportunities. So like you said, it's like if everybody there had these opportunities, it would just be insane.
Yeah. Opportunities across everything. Like if people look at me and say, "Oh, you're doing really well," like what is it? I'm just like, man, I feel there's so much more to be done, but I'm just like, if you understood the opportunities that have been provided to me compared to when I go back to Ghana, I'll look at one of the kids on the street, not homeless, just like a kid on the street that will just be hustling, selling coconuts, will do everything for you, from sell coconuts to go cook your food to go fold your laundry to whatever. I could easily be that kid, every bit of it. And if that kid had the same opportunities I had, I guarantee he would be doing, I don't know exactly whether he'd be doing more, but he would be making a proper go of it. And I feel if we could provide, and this is obviously where we're headed with everything, if we could provide one training center within the west of Africa, because that's where we're both from in this situation, and it just so happens to have a really rich history within boxing, warrior tribes that are naturally built for it. Like there's no other way to look at it. That if I grabbed someone from Ghana, someone from Senegal, and put them here, and they had never seen a bit of wrestling, jiu-jitsu, boxing or anything, and you showed them one thing, it's like their body was made to do it. It's like something within their DNA just like clicks and they just do it. I don't exactly understand whether that's what happens, but they will naturally turn out to be the best athletes. And then you add their impoverished circumstances to it and how hungry they are for these opportunities, it'll be next level. They'll be unstoppable, which is exciting, really exciting, just hard to do in this current climate, obviously.
Yeah.
But
it's definitely hard to do right now. It's all of these COVID tests and I think they're having a pandemic right now in South Africa of COVID. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, it's making things a little sketchy, but it can't be like this forever. You know what I mean? That's how I feel like.
Yeah.
Hopefully we're going to be like, all right, we're just going to have to, up our immune systems and, you know what I mean, deal with it.
Yeah, there's an evolution process that has to take place. Unfortunately, a lot of more lives will be lost over this period, which is sad. But the human species evolves one way or another. So, he's hoping we get through this all right.
So and then there's you guys who are making the most of it, and all of us obviously, where Musa would go and fight, and you would fight in China or you'd fight somewhere overseas, and you'd give some of your purse to continue this cause. And obviously you're stuck where you are, so traveling is not an option, and not able to fight and make some money to be able to continue that legacy. And you and Sel have kept in contact, and Sel's like, I'll fight, which is amazing because it's given him a purpose, and it's given him lit a fire underneath him to do this and represent obviously you and Combat Africa and all this sort of stuff that's happening. So I'm just so happy to be coming along for the ride. But why don't you tell everyone about sort of how this came along, and then tell everyone about the fact that you are fighting because Musa can't fight, and you want to keep this going. And
yeah, man, I just think particularly over this period, I looked at COVID as like another opportunity. I try to look at really shit situations as what opportunity can come from it. This was one to find anything good for a lot of people, but for whatever reason, me, Miles, our gym, our community, being on the Gold Coast, I think is probably the one city that has had virtually no COVID issue. I can only put that down to some good fortune, a lot of luck, but there has to be another reason why we've been able to go into no lockdowns, not lose any loved ones, keep all our jobs, employ more people, build a gym during this time. And I've just looked at it almost as a sign of there must be a reason for it. So then when I saw you would sign with that African promotion at the time, just happened to be on Instagram, and then I reached out and you were like, yeah, man, excited to get back to Africa, excited to keep the mission going. I was really excited too that it's great. It's still people able to do what they love and continue to prosper in a really shit time. And then when you told me, man, this is falling out, and we were obviously looking at everything that was happening in America where the country was just basically on fire, I was just like, fuck, this is rough, not only for obviously you and everyone in America, but also really shit that all the stuff that you had been building and working on wasn't progressing at the rate it should have been, just simply due to all these circumstances that were out of your control, out of everyone's control. And so when timing so had it that Australia's #1 promotion, me and Miles literally sponsored it, I think that week that we started talking. It just was by chance, and those guys being Cam and Ben are absolute legends. I had no real intention of fighting. I was just in the gym training because I love to train. I love helping the boys. I'm by no means a professional fighter, professional anything in martial arts. And then after me and you chatted, and you was like, man, the fight fell out in Ethiopia. The best way for me to get coverage for Sankofa Martial Arts and the promotion and the charity is to fight, because I can use the fight as a platform to talk about all the things I'm doing in Africa. I looked at it and I went, man, you're not going to be able to fight for I don't know when, like because of where you're located. Asia's not an option. America is on fire. Getting to Africa is a nightmare at the moment to get in with COVID tests, and we so happen to be here where we have no issues. So why not? If I can help in a small way, and this keeps this momentum of good positivity happening and keeps giving back to the homeland of West Africa, where they need it a lot more than I do. To be honest, we are beyond sweet here. We're beyond lucky. So what's the point of just not doing anything and keeping all this for ourselves if we can use the opportunity to, one, shine a light on all the things you're doing, and then two, start raising money and keep that ball going. As you said, this won't be forever. We'll get past this, and then things will go back to normal, and then I no doubt know you'll be back in Asia making some money there, and then you'll be back to Africa, and hopefully I can get back to Africa as well, and we can keep things going. But for now, it just seemed like the most logical, easy way for me to set a date, build some momentum, get what small community we have here, bring them into the fold, and then push towards a common greater goal for everyone.
Because you guys have been fortunate enough to have had some sort of opportunity, right? Do you feel an obligation to go back and help your community there and pass on that opportunity to others? Do you almost feel like you have an obligation to do that?
Well, first, I gotta say thank you to that, man. That's incredible, man. Like the fact that you're actually gonna fight for, you know what I mean, what we've been talking about, you really putting your money where your mouth is. You know what I mean? Like for real, like it's a beautiful thing to say. A lot of people talking, a lot of people, you know what I mean, say that they want to do something or say they want to do something, but it's really a beautiful thing to see how you committed to the people on the continent, you know what I mean, to see that you really got some real love for them, and it's really in your heart for you to do that, because I know, because when I do it, I'm thinking of it and how great it'll be if I win and how much, spotlight this can bring to what I'm doing. So it's really good for my heart to hear that you did that. And you know what I mean? I really appreciate that. And I'm sure everybody's going to appreciate it over there. Yeah. We about to do some amazing things over there. Definitely. But what was your question again?
I just feel like, do you guys feel in your heart, like, do you feel like you have an obligation to give back?
Yeah.
Because you want to give them an opportunity.
For sure, man. Something I've probably never talked about, apart from to my parents really, is the aspect of, sometimes for me personally, there's a feeling of like a bit of guilt. Like I have, everything you could want and more from a kid from Ghana that's literally, I often say this, that somehow in the matrix we broke through the matrix and I'm actually not supposed to be here. So the aspect of getting so much good come to me, and then you go back there and you see it, everyone is super happy. So the one thing that about the country that you love more than anything is the aspect that no one sits there going, oh, my coffee was overcooked today, or I ordered scrambled eggs and you brought me a poached egg. No one thinks like that. No one has those bullshit entitlements
Right.
and little issues that bring you back down to earth. They care about the things that matter. They care about their family. They care about their friends, and they care about their community, and they care about survival. Mm-hmm. They care about getting to the next day. So I take that part, but I also, no matter what, you still sit there going, you want to give and you want to give. There's only so much you can give. Obviously, you live here. You have your two own kids. You have your wife. You have your life here. But there is still an aspect of you that goes, how can I do more? And when you go back there, every time you're reminded with that aspect, because there are so many people there. Like I was explaining to you, like Ghana isn't even a big country there, and it's still 30 plus million in area the size of less than Victoria. Like it's a lot of people, and
it's crazy.
And then you go Nigeria, it's next scale again, and then you go to all these places over the west, and obviously all over Africa, that I sit there going, similar to what Musa alluded to before, that before I just used to feel guilty, and then I'd go back and try and give funds and money and different whatever it may be, and just do your part. But then you realize these people don't actually need that. They need the opportunity.
Yeah.
And opportunity, building opportunity is everything. And it's not an easy thing to build opportunities, because you have to therefore build infrastructure, and then you have to build education, and then you have to build systems, and then you have to build all these things that allow someone to take advantage of the opportunity when it does arrive, compared to they have none of those things. The opportunity comes, and then they don't have the resources or tools to be able to do it. So after getting a bit older and looking at things like that, I realized it wasn't what I was doing before was wrong. It's just that giving someone there $1,000 is great, but it doesn't actually lead to as much as you think compared to if you spent $1,000 to build the resources around them, it helps so much more. So that's, yeah.
Do you feel the same way, Musa?
Exactly. I actually grew up poor in America, but like we alluded to, there's opportunities here to where it's just, if you don't have anything, it's because you're not aware of the resource.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you work hard enough here, then you can get to where you want to be. They don't have that in Africa. You know what I mean? And in the grand scheme of things, you know what I mean? It's harder for them to attain things, no matter how many skills that you have. Like, if there's no opportunities, then there's nothing. So yeah, I feel like I do, since I was given the opportunity, you know, I feel like just as a human being, you should help other people. You shouldn't have gone through your entire life without having helped anybody or any type of group of people, fellow human beings, you know what I mean, your entire life. I just feel like it's every human's duty to do something for their fellow man, whether it's on a big scale or on a small scale. If you just help one person with their potential to become great, you know what I mean? But I just feel like, yeah, it's my responsibility to help people if I have the opportunity to do so. And I was born in America, you know what I mean? So that gave me all the opportunities that I needed to do something that I love, you know what I mean? It's not a lot of people. Worst case scenario, I would have got deported back to America again, and I still could have got a job. And, you know what I mean? It wouldn't have been as bad as some other situations that people have. So yeah, I do believe that it's my responsibility to help people. And, you know, I'm African. My father's from West Africa, you know, Sierra Leone. I have family in Senegal that's there now currently. And, you know, I have kind of a new family that kind of adopted me as well in Senegal. There's no blood relation, but, you know, I still go to them every time I go there. And, you know, I bring their mothers things and all of this. But yeah, man, I just feel like I can't have all of these beautiful experiences around the world that martial arts has given me and not try and get back to other people. And no people need it more than people on the continent, in my opinion, right now.
Yeah, and I think the one beauty about it is just, as we referred to, from a DNA perspective, if given this opportunity, there's a lot of opportunities you can give people there that they will really, really prosper and thrive with. I can't think of a better opportunity in terms of just straight genetic makeup.
Hey, don't make me feel bad about my white boy genes right now, bro. God damn it. I knew this would come up. Musa, Sel looks like a freaking African god right now, man. Jeez.
I'm skinny, man. But the time from the time.
What you playing right now, man?
Man, I'm 88 right now. From the times that when we first met, I was like pretty fresh out of footy, so I was still holding. Like, I was forced to be above 100 to play the position that I was, but it was like a big 100, like a significant 100, 101, 102 type of kilos, and then. If I was 101, 102 kilos, then Brocky was 130 kilos. So I don't know how you dealt with both of us, but now for this, it was not really a stitch up. But Miles was like, "You'll fight at a catch weight at 90 kilos." I'm like, "I haven't been 90 kilos since I was 17." But that's
you were about 98, 99 at the time,
and I was like, "That's doable." In my head, I was just looking at the scale, going 9 kilos, lose a kilo every week, type of thing. I can make that, and then a bit of sweat, I can do that. And then he's like, "Oh, the fight's been announced. You're a middleweight." I was like, 84 kilos. I was like, I haven't been 84 kilos since I was 14 years old. And then I just like...
Do it easy.
Yeah, but in my head, when he said 84 kilos, I'm like, well, I can't not make it. I have to make weight. So then I was like, get the dietitian, start dieting now, because I thought I was no chance. So... And then before I knew it, I was like, holy shit, I'm 92, I'm 91, I'm 90. And then the first time I saw 80, I was like, I actually think I'm going to make this. And then now, like, I'm sitting at 88, I'm like, this feels normal. But at the time, I haven't at one stage yet been worried about the fight, even though it's my first fight, MMA fight. The thing I was worried about was I'm not going to make this weight. Like I just couldn't in my head conceptualize me as an 80 kilo male because I just haven't been that since grade 9 or whatever it was, grade 9, grade 10. So
what weight are you, Musa? What weight do you fight at?
Right now, I've fought from 185 middleweight. I've fought from middleweight to heavyweight.
Yeah.
I've actually fought. But right now, I think I'm about, we go by pounds here. Yeah. So I think I'm about 90 kilos.
Yeah.
Right now. So I'm pretty slam. I'm feeling good because I'm trying to do some, jiu-jitsu competitions. That's what's available right now, know.
Nice.
So
yeah, tell us
I'm
about
feeling good. I'm in shape.
Awesome, man. Tell us, and we'll give people a bit of a rundown because my fight on Eternal is March 19th. You've got the Rio Open for Jiu-Jitsu on the 21st or 20th. I know it's hard with the days, what day it is in Brazil compared to here.
Yeah. I think it starts on the 18th.
Starts on
over here. So it'll be the 19th over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I was looking for every opportunity. I've really been going heavy with jiu-jitsu lately. It's just like becoming like an obsession. It's just, I don't know. I really do think it's the master of all arts. Like, like, you know what I mean? You watch the OEFC, if you can only know one, which art, you know what I mean? Would you use it? I really do think jiu-jitsu is like, it's really taking over my heart right now. And it's really what I can compete in right now as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going down to Rio. They have a big IBJJF down there. And a lot of people who wasn't able to make it to America because of COVID is going to be there. I'm hearing from all the Brazilians in Atlanta that it's going to be just like crazy. It's going to be a huge competition. So I'm going down there, you know what I mean, representing the non-profits, representing CMBT, you know what I mean? I'm going down there and I got the gi, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got all the patches and everything.
You got to send him the patches
man,
and stuff.
I'm going down there getting the gold, man.
Nice, man. What are you competing in? Are you a brown belt now? I can't remember. Purple or brown?
I'm a purple belt now.
Yeah.
I'm a purple belt now. So I'm going to be competing at purple belt.
Yep.
And gi, and then I'm going to compete in their no gi tournament, which I think is like a day or two later.
Yep.
At purple belt as well. And yeah, man, I just got to get that gold. It's the day before you. It's like 2 days before you, man. Yeah. It's a good lead up.
Yeah,
you know?
That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
I can't wait.
Just keeping it active, keeping the names out there, and keeping it going.
Yeah, man. I think the good thing is, and being really fortunate across this journey to meet Miles, who became like my MMA coach and jiu-jitsu coach, and we obviously have heaps of businesses together. But what it's done is bring in so many good people that you'll meet along this way that I think, and the tagline on the back of the Combat Africa shirt and the Combat Strong initiative, which is our vehicle that we're using to promote Combat Africa, African top teams, Sankofa, MMA, and everything is, it says stronger together. And I think collectively with all the really, really cool people that will be involved in this project and initiative, and we'll look back at this time when we're not able to travel as what actually was able to galvanize this whole beast. Because speaking openly, if you hadn't been paused in terms of your fighting, I would have just kept seeing you do all these cool things, would have tried to connect with you in Africa, would have come on a project or something like that, and it probably wouldn't have gone much further in my heart or soul of really, really being like wanting to push this as hard as I want to push it now. So I think this period, although it stopped a lot and made us all think what's important and what we want to do to try and support or help the people that haven't thought like that, to be honest, are probably not doing the best. But I feel the other people that have looked at it as a time to reflect and be grateful for what they have and what they can do once the windows and the doors open all back up, are really going to see some really cool things happen over the next few years once we're able to go back to normal.
Be careful, man. Don't get addicted to fighting, man. you might not be able to stop, man. Man. Very careful, man.
I was actually that was one of the questions I was gonna ask you about it, because I know you have family. you have work commitments. It's one of those things that honestly, I've even said it to my wife. I said, this is for something bigger than me. Like this is, I'm doing this. I'll do this. We'll get the ball rolling with all these things. I want to one day be able to go back to Ghana, go to Senegal, walk into an African top team there, walk into a combat training center there, watch my kids roll around with other kids from there or other parts of the world or world champions that have come out of there or whatever it may be. The same way they just drive across the road now to do that here. I want to be able to get that opportunity there. I'll do this to galvanize that, but I'm not... I can't go in there, be fighting every second month, getting my head kicked in. I understand the addiction, but I also very much understand my responsibilities as a dad, as a husband, as a business owner, that I can't put that all to the side just because of my love for one thing, which I could easily see how it could be very addictive, but you don't have to worry about
once a year, man. Once a year. I'm just saying, there's nothing like getting your hands raised. You know what I mean? After putting in all that training, all of that grueling running, and you know what I mean, everything that you have to put into, and then all of the nerves build up into the situation, and then to get the victory. You know what I mean? There's nothing like that feeling.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know what I mean, you taste that feeling more than you think you would, man.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I called it first.
Yeah, man, it's true. It's true. Man, looking at someone like you, I can obviously see that. What are you thinking for the next post all this COVID stuff? What's the plans? What's the mission? I understand you want to get back to things. And how old are you at the moment?
Right now, man, I'm an old man. Man. I'm 34. You know, I
so
started at, how long has it been since I met you in Thailand? It's been 5 years?
Yeah,
4 years?
Yeah, 5 years.
5 years? Yeah, man. So I've been at it like 7 years.
Yeah.
Right now, I just want to keep going, man. I want to get a nice gym going. You know what I mean? Like what we've talked about, we have a lot of plans to do something amazing right now in Africa, and just be able to see something like that, and anything that I have to do to get to that point that shines light on that, you know, whether it's competitions, getting teams going to compete, you know, talking, you know, doing different types of anything I got to do. It's all basically geared towards that. But I do love competition, and I do love martial arts. I love martial arts, and martial arts gave me a passion for competition.
Yeah.
Because it makes you improve your martial arts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's really all about my love for martial arts. And I think competition is just a part of that. And, you know, it's just about seeing other people get that opportunity as well. And it's just working towards getting some type of training facilities out there, and get those people who's sitting around all day chilling in Senegal or wherever. They just chilling, they'll work out. They got a whole Muscle Beach in Senegal where they work out, run around in the sand, you know what I mean? They up there doing, but there's no direction, you know what I mean? There's no, so, you know, they're just going home tired, you know what I mean? They're not building for something that can create opportunity. So I just want to be able to get that out there and, you know what I mean, perfect my own martial arts in the meantime.
Perfect, man.
That's really my goal.
Would you move over there and live there, head up the facility, coach, structure it, do the works?
Definitely. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's definitely gonna happen, man. And I'm on this journey to get my black belt, you know. I want to be black belt level, high level black belt. You know, it's a lot of black belts in this world. You know, it's black belts and then it's black belts. You know, I want to be the black belts. One that won the competitions in the IBJJFs and the worlds and stuff. So I want to get to that level, and then I want to take everything that I've learned from walking into ATT Atlanta at 27 to getting my black belt after and getting all of these accolades. I want to take all of that knowledge and be able to pump it into the people there. You know what I mean? And that's really where I see my life going. I can have my family out there. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful country, and that's my ultimate goal.
Man, it's awesome. Can't wait. I called it, me and Brocky were talking, because he shared that Facebook memory with me and him before we met you. Just walking up the hill in a gi that was like 10 times too big for me. I don't even know why I had it. And he had a belt that didn't even fit him. But and I told him that we would be chatting, and I said, man, I 100% in my heart believe 2023 we can get something ticked off in terms of some type of training center somewhere there. I don't have it all mapped out because it's been 5 years since I was back in Ghana, because it was the time that I had my kid, and then I thought when he was 3 I'd be able to go with him, and then I had another kid and I was like, well, now I can't just take one, I have to take both. And you know what it's like getting the needles just to get there for a baby is insane. They actually don't even recommend it for a certain age limit. I was like, let's just chill on that. And like everything at the time when the world was great and rosy, it was always just next year. Like that was my thought process with things with that type of stuff. And then COVID's happened, and I think everything in terms of now, like what am I going to do like right now? Because there may not be a next year. Like I just now have a different thought process in terms of if they said we could get back to Africa today, regardless of risk or anything, I would go today, because I just don't know when we'll get that opportunity again. If they said to Miles and me, like, you'll only get one opportunity to go to Africa or to Europe or wherever it is to do what you really want to do, I would just go
100%. Have
to do it. Like there's not even an option now of not doing things, because this has just proven how quickly everything can be pulled away in the blink of an eye, with absolutely no thought around what the future holds. I never ever thought, none of us could have ever thought it could be like this, but it proves it can. So it's definitely galvanized me to think action has to take place right there and then. Once you realize the moment, now is the right moment.
Exactly, man. Now is the time. Yeah. Time is of the essence, man. That's what I'm saying. It's a beautiful thing to see, going out there, getting it down. You know what I mean? Gonna get in there, gonna get the victory. Yeah. You know, it's a beautiful thing, man. Time is of the essence, and we gotta do it now, man. It's now or never. And I love to see the direction everything's going. I'm just really grateful for everything that's happening right now. You know, thankful to be able to give opportunities and to the people who need it the most.
Musa, what's a parting sort of word that you can give to our audience that you live by, or like what's something that you live by every day, or a saying that's stuck with you, or like a concept or a value or something that is powerful to you that you can share with others?
It's a good question, man. Well, it's a quote, and this actually, I actually think I seen this like not too long before you hit me up the second time. It was a African proverb. It's, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go long, go together. Mm-hmm. Or if you want to go far, go together. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's really showing. I've been trying to do this thing by myself for so long. You know what I mean? It's only so far you can get, you know what I mean, doing this thing by yourself, and it's only so much you can give. So, you know, it's beautiful to see everybody coming together collectively, you know what I mean? And you can reach so many more people. You can do so much more good. And yeah, I'm just saying, everybody needs to come together, you know what I mean, and help everybody else. And, you know, you can do so much more as a unit. And you know what I mean? It's a lot of social distancing in America right now. And then everybody's on their phones on top of that. So it's like, you're not even like, you're in a whole different world right now. But we need to remember that collective nature. And, you know, in some African languages, there's not even any words for individual people. You know what I mean? You don't see so many, you know what I mean? So many differences in people and so many things. I just think everybody needs to come together right now. You know, it's a lot of crazy stuff going on in this world. Everybody needs to come together right now and, you know what I mean, help the people in need, and we can go much further.
Amazing.
Thanks so much for the time, bro. I know you've got to get to work, but man, we appreciate it.
Yeah,
We got a big few weeks ahead of getting everything set up and prepped, and we'll keep connecting, keep bringing more and more people into this initiative and community. And yeah, man, can't wait to get the ball rolling with it all, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for this whole project.
Much respect, man. Thanks to you guys for having me. You guys are great. This is definitely gonna be the last time we talk. We definitely gotta keep it up, and it's just a beautiful thing. And thanks to you guys for having me and everything you guys are doing to help this cause. You know what I mean? I really appreciate everything. And it was a blast, man. Gotta get to work.
Yeah. Thanks again, bro.
Thanks, brother.
Appreciate it.
See you, man.
Definitely. Peace, bro.
Bye.
See you, man.